Hello, this is a Mason and Hamlin baby grand piano, 175 centimeters long. That's 5'9" long. Just come back into stock, so just going through it to see if there's any work that we might do to perfect it. But it was sold in 2015, so the client wanted an upright piano instead, so they bought a Foric modern upright piano. Just looking around the case, it's in good condition. My colleague remembers making it good, as it were, the last time. We didn't repolish the piano, but the case is in good condition, I think, and I'm going to go right the way around just to have a look. There's one small bit of beading that we need to pay attention to, and my client said it won't be too difficult. My polisher said it won't be too difficult to repair that. So it's just there. It must have been done in removal, I think. So that's the only obvious thing that we could find. There is a fade line on the top. We mentioned this so many times that it's not very strong. There it is, you can see it now. If you keep the piano closed like that with light coming onto it, then it will gradually sort of fade in completely. It's not very pronounced, looks more on the video than live. So in good condition generally. Very pleased to get it back in, because it's a piano that I remember we liked a lot. Mason & Hamlin, very similar design to Steinway, and I do want to ask the question to, if you're watching this and you're in the trade or technician and know why they managed to do so many things similar to Steinway. It's a bit of a mystery to me. By the way, this is a type of fall that you would get more on European pianos. This is an American make, Mason & Hamlin. Normally this is squarer. This is, I think, probably originally sold by Morley's, who did sell a lot of new pianos, and John Morley, Robert Morley, we worked together with them a little bit, just finding out when we got a piano in, we like to find out as much as we can about it, and they're very good at giving that information. By the way, the ivory keys, we've just perfected them slightly and buffed them, and they are pretty perfect, I think. By the way, this is a brand new duet stool. I like to encourage people to buy duet stools, because I just think it's nice to make the piano a social instrument where you play together. I play with my wife together with her, just for enjoyment really, and it's certainly extremely wonderful thing to do, I think, and I want to encourage that. So duet stools, just putting a quick plug in for them. The key dip here, sorry, not the key dip, the leg room here is 60 centimeters, which is about 1 centimeter less than normal, but the pedals are very low. They're 4.5 centimeters from the floor, so you could easily put caster cups of an inch, that would be 2.5 centimeters roughly, and raise it up to normal or higher than normal 62 centimeter leg room. So that would be very helpful if you're very tall. So there are so many things that are similar to Steinway, and I don't know how they managed to be so similar. No other piano is, as far as I know, so similar to Steinway. So here's a Steinway alongside it that we've got in stock as well, and even writing on here duplex scale, very similar writing. This has been blacked in and the other one hasn't. So there we have duplex scale written on the Mason & Hamlin. The design of the frame, as you can see, these kind of little beadings here sticking up, and I'm not sure what to call them, and the holes here. Very, very similar on the Steinway. And the duplex scaling, this is duplex scaling, which is the extra bit that resonates when you play the note. This resonates along with it and has a little bridge here. So Mason & Hamlin's got similar here, resonating along with the other string. A lot of other pianos do that nowadays as well, but also the adjustments here, they're similar to Steinway. And there we have them on the Steinway. Just a couple of other things without making the video too long, but the way this fall is integrated with the cheeks, and you lift the whole lot out together. So exactly the same with the Steinway. So just for a quick comparison, here's the inside of a Bluetooth grand piano. Now earlier on I did a slight pitch raise on the piano just to check the tightness of the pins. That's something important to do, and also just voice some of the hammers slightly where they were a bit uneven. But generally the action's in perfect condition, checking the hinges here, and doesn't seem to need any work doing on it. Even the regulation of the let-offs is similar to Steinway, which is a lot different from most. Most of them have a button here. You just insert a tool into the button, as you'll have seen before. But this one has a button, but it's turned a bit like an upright piano, like that, and that will make it more close. I'm going to try and refine the regulation as much as I can, get it as close as we possibly can. So this is the piano that we did sell in 2015. There's just small bits of work we need to do. Pitch raising I've done that allowed me to check the tightness of the tuning pins too, which are fine. We'd improved the keys slightly, and there's beading to repair on the left, and fine regulation, and possibly reduce the hammer blow. 50 millimeters is a little bit slightly high, so 47 will be normal. 50 is not uncommon though, so we'll have to make a decision on that. It's feeling good, the action's feeling excellent. In fact, I'm very pleased with it, but it's on the light side, as you can see, and slightly uneven, so that's something we'll even up. It's something that we're tending to do more of these days than we did in 2015, so obviously we're trying to get better all the time. And 38 is pretty low there. It should be more like 40 to 44, should we say, and for the middle C here, 43 is a bit on the low side too. We've talked about this many times. If you like a light action, then we can set it slightly lighter, but that's about, well, at least 5%, actually more nearer 10% less than it would normally be. So that's 48 grams would be perhaps normal for a Mason Hamlin at this age. If you're familiar with Mason Hamlin, know what the weighting of the keys was. That'd be really excellent to be able to learn that. So that's a Mason & Hamlin, 175 centimetres long, 5 foot 9 inches long, made in 1926, and one that we sold before, so it was already perfected a lot when we sold it. And I think the key weighting, something, if you do want heavier keys, say 50 grams maybe. New pianos tend to be 50 to 55 grams. Older pianos were slightly lighter anyway, and of course harpsichords, the very old instruments, were ever so light, so actions tended to get heavier over the years. Just let us know if you're interested in the piano, what weighting you'd like. We'll obviously perfect the other items that we mentioned. But that's a beautiful instrument, and not sounding dissimilar to a Steinway. It seems to be modelled on it in many ways. So if you are familiar with Mason & Hamlin, which we're not very familiar with, I think we've sold a couple of them. My son in Houston, I think he's had a couple in stock and may have one in stock already. So please let us know. There's a beautiful fluid action to play, and an excellent piano altogether. Kind of thing I wouldn't mind having in my own house. Thank you very much for listening. Please write to info@robertspianos.com if you're interested.